Every time you dream, it means something, especially if that dream is about your ex. Today I'm joined by TJ Power, who talks with me about his reoccurring dream of his ex-girlfriend, and we discover why he has them, what they mean, and what steps he can take next to improve his mental health. If you haven't seen our full podcast together, you can check it out in the link in the description down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to learn more about what your dreams mean and how you can use them to improve your mental health. I'm so glad you're here. You just mentioned during the podcast that you had all these dreams that you have, and they were kind of making you think some things, so I didn't just want to shuffle off without answering any questions that maybe you had. But if you don't have any, that's okay too. I know I've taken an hour of your time, so I appreciate you being generous.
The dreams are a big thing for me because, and I opened up a bit there on the kind of things I dream about, but
yeah, thank you. It's vulnerable, by the way.
Well, you got to get that way in this space, but
it's true.
The quantity of dreams that I've had about this ex-girlfriend is literally just mental. I mean, we're talking 50 to 100 dreams. And
really,
I made the decision to leave her. It was to leave her. It was a pretty serious relationship. I was living with her for a few years in London, and I thought it potentially was the one that was going to go all the way. And then I just had this clarification in my head, and I kind of just had to trust the intuitive feeling within me that for some reason it wasn't the right girl. And my brain has decided to just really make sure whether I've made that right decision, because it will show me so many scenarios of us still being together and intimate conversations and things that I had imagined I would have liked her to be better at, or better in our relationship at. It showed me what it would look like if she was that way, and all, if I had been better in all of these different things. And when it's coming up so often in your brain, you can't help but think, did I make the right call? Because it's constantly hitting you with this person. And it's surely if I made the right call, my brain would let go of her. And I'm in a space now where I feel confident it was the right decision. I'm very much enjoying the dating game. It's pretty fun, especially with a new Instagram following.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
It's a little bit more interesting than the Instagram following. But curious to hear your thoughts as to why the brain would do that, to repetitively remind me.
Yeah. I meant to say during the actual main body of the podcast, I'm actually, just my personal life, I'm expecting my firstborn child within the month. So,
shit, man, that's so cool.
Dude, it's wild. So I've got my wife is pregnant. I'm sitting in the little studio office space inside of my home, and so she'll be giving birth within about a month with our firstborn child. So, I asked all these questions about oxytocin and stuff, just because that's really important to my life right now with all these personal experiences. It's my first kid, so I'm like, oh my gosh, just the emotional changes that I've experienced, and I'm sure have yet to experience when the child comes, are just groundbreaking, earth-shattering. My understanding of the world and what it means to be a human and to connect with other humans, it's just surprising how much that shakes you and changes you. So anyways, just to add some context to that. But what I have noticed, so to address your question specifically, because it's a fantastic one, you were very open and vulnerable about that experience of OCD and some of those OCD symptoms. Mm-hmm. When I work with my counseling patients, the same kind of process that happens with OCD will also happen with those who experience OCD in their dreams. So if you think about it, you're going down those steps, it's dark at night, and you're like, I have to go flick that light switch on and off, otherwise something bad's going to happen. Here is a behavior and here is an outcome. And those two get stuck together, especially with OCD. Yeah. The brain of someone with OCD is able to stick two things together so powerfully at a much more powerful rate and magnitude than your neurotypical person. So for me, when I talk with people who have these dreams and also experience symptoms of OCD, the same kind of topic happens. So here you have this ex of yours, which your mind had combined with this, object, your ex, the idea of my future, my family, my relationship, my oxytocin satisfaction stuck together. Mm-hmm. And so you're in this process of peeling these two things apart because your brain had sucked them together. My happiness, my
Yeah,
family
okay.
future is just integrally tied to and paired with my ex. And so a lot of the clients that I work with really struggle with, you know, I don't know if it's struggle. I wait to say that, but they really think about their ex a lot. And that's very normal in my experience of somebody who has OCD symptoms, just because the mind combines things so quickly in those with OCD. So I would give the advice, you know, to those people who have those kind of dreams. I tell them, you know, think about your ex as an object. Of course, she's a person with her own, you know, thoughts, feelings, and future, all that. I'm not saying objectify her, but I'm saying think about her as a symbol. What does she symbolize for you? Because it's not actually your ex. It's a misinterpreted message, right? Your ex symbolizes something for you. I don't know if that's family, belonging, love, sex, right? What is the message that she's communicating? What's that?
A mixture for sure. And I think
Probably.
yeah, just a feeling of safety that you have your partner, I guess. And it's an interesting experience because she was awesome, and she like very much had the potential to be the girl I stuck with. And as I said in the pod, like this, the family relations experience of my future is something I just really think about. Like I'd love to be with a girl that I'm with for my whole life. Like that'd be awesome. I think from a raising kids perspective, it'd be dope if that can happen and stuff like that. Obviously you can't predict the future, but effectively I had to make this decision to roll the dice on a girl that was great, and can I roll the dice, let her go with the hope that another girl comes through at some point and I connect even better with her, and I feel like she's going to be an even better figure in my life, my family's life, and stuff like that. And I think it's like a fear of, is that achievable? And when I like sit with it and I feel into it, I'm like, I just 100% believe that girl is coming, and she'll turn up when she comes this year, when I'm 30. I don't really mind, to be honest, but I believe she's coming. But it's like the wrestle in my head of and I also had the experience, like added to this, of my whole family really pushed on me that I'd let a very good girl go effectively. So, and when you have, my family were pretty open, and they would also very much disapprove of someone as well if they really felt that wasn't the right character for our family. And with this girl, they were like, yeah, she would be awesome. My mum and sister, who are like the mother figures in my, like the female feminine energy, they were super into her, like remaining a part of our family. So I kind of had to go against the idea to trust myself that I think it's not the right match. So I've had this battle in my head of like letting go of like that, and then dealing with the optimistic mind of better is coming, effectively, more connection.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, especially those family pressures. Like those will make it, those can make it very difficult. You know, I know they mean what's best, and, you know, your family wants what's best for you, I'm sure. But it's like, you know, when you have those other voices, especially just being human, like we're so socially conditioned, and we're so, you know, just really driven by the opinions of others and by the way that they see us. Because really, you know, I think that's where the height of relational symbols comes from in dreams. You know, we learn who we are based on our interactions with others. Like, it's kind of impossible for me to know who Jesse Lyon is. It's impossible for TJ to know who TJ Power is, because I can't see myself. The only way that I can really see myself is by my interactions with others. So even now, like as we're talking and recording this, like I'm learning about me by seeing how you respond to the things that I say. And so when you say, oh, wow, that was really insightful, or I love the way you put that together, I'm thinking, oh, Jesse Lyon is a good person at putting things together. Jesse Lyon must be a smart guy. So I'm analyzing and organizing who I believe myself to be based on my interaction with you. And so, you know, you're dealing with your mother and your sister, and they're like, well, you made the wrong choice. And so, oh, that's just devastating. You know, I know they mean what's best, I'm sure, but it really kind of messes with your own self-image of like, well, is TJ the kind of person who can make a good decision about a life partner? Because my mom and my sister said I made a mistake. So now I'm not sure if TJ is the type of person who can make a good decision about a life partner. I'm starting to second guess that about myself.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, okay, that's true.
Yeah, and so then the ex pops up in your dream of even asking that question of, can I trust myself to make relationship decisions. Did I make a
And would you say
mistake?
that the most important thing is just reaffirming that trust in yourself and just like that feeling of belief that you can?
I think specifically those who have OCD symptoms and have that kind of like, and it really is a special brain, TJ. Like those who have those symptoms are able to do things with their minds that most normal neurotypical people can't. And so it really is a benefit, but it comes with some challenges like you're experiencing. So I think, yes, absolutely. It is reaffirming that you can move through this, you can overcome this, because especially with OCD, there's this desire to hold on to the past. I want things to be the way that they were. Sure. I want things to be consistent and routine and same, not because it's boring, but because that's safe. And I want things to be safe and predictable because that's, you know, I want family. I want to build a sustainable and safe support for my family. So if I can hold on to the way that things always were, I can build that safety that I really desire. And so your mind keeps reaching back to that safety of your ex when really it's not necessarily the ex that it wants that safety and consistency, but it doesn't know how to create it outside of what it already knows with the ex. And that's what I experience a lot when I'm talking and working with clients, is like it's really looking for that, not necessarily the ex. So I hope, does that kind of make sense? Does that connect?
It's interesting you say that because it does, because I'm in the best headspace I've probably been in over a year at the moment. Like I'm feeling super clear, and I spent the whole of last year, it was chaos. Like I had a house with her, so I had to leave the house and break the house contract and like all those things that create literally the opposite of safety. And then I traveled around. I lived in Lisbon for a while, and I just like moved about.
Saw that,
and I just kind of went for the full opposite of feeling safety, because it was good. It was like putting me into a bit more chaos, and for an OCD mind, it's like you make quite a lot of progress in that sort of space.
You sure do. Sure do.
You do. And I'm now in a new apartment with my best mate, and I have a little bit more stability in my life, and it's just like, it's exciting. It's meaning my mind is just feeling calmer, a bit more clarity. So I've kind of gone through a crazy advancing period. Now things are settling and back to dating and all that kind of stuff. So it's good. It's feeling pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great for you, man. I'm really glad. I think the last kind of thought I would give about those dreams about your ex would be to say, I wonder if you can imagine like your ex, and whenever you have a dream about your ex, I wonder if you can imagine that as an example and an image for the feminine part of yourself. So when you're dreaming about being back with your ex or seeing that, you know, kind of connection, I wonder if you can ask, what is my feminine side trying to tell me? Right? So maybe you have a dream about having sex with your ex again, and you're like, my brain is trying to say, TJ, you've been so focused on the chaos and, you know, this new business and Neurify and all these things that you're doing that you're missing that feminine care for yourself, like the oxytocin we were talking about. And so your brain will have that dream about having sex with your ex. So it's like, okay, it's not about the ex. It's about, I need to develop my own feminine side. Or you see your ex, you know, kissing on somebody else, having sex with somebody else, and you're feeling kind of betrayed. And you're like, I wonder, for me, that dream might be saying, how am I feeling betrayed by my own feminine side? Here I am focusing so hard on business or focusing so hard on this, trying to create structure and stability, that I really haven't been enjoying the process like I would have liked to. And, you know, my ex used to help me do that. And so my dreams are reminding me, I need to be enjoying the process again. I'm so focused on business that I lost that part of myself. And your dreams will remind you of the lost parts of yourself all the time. That's why we made the app, and that's why we've spent so much time interpreting these symbols and helping people think creatively about what their mind is trying to say, because it can be really devastating to think all the time after you wake up from that dream, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have let that person go. But when you interpret it and realize what the mind may actually be saying, it's really encouraging. It's like, hey, like, TJ, maybe you just need to be more connected with your feminine side. Maybe you need to take some time to congratulate yourself on your accomplishments and achievements. And that's why your brain's giving you these dreams about your ex instead.
Yeah, that is solid advice and good, just like intuitive insight on my mass focus on business and progression, because that is we didn't dive into that topic, but obviously I think I'm very oriented towards that in my life, and it's as I'm sure you're experiencing, it's a gift and a curse, isn't it? It's like, it means you make lots of progress, but it also means like you reduce the amount of other experience in your life that you're creating. And being back in this, living in this new apartment and hanging out with people and stuff, and prioritizing my own personal social life over just like trying to smash Neurify, it's already feeling better, because I guess I am connecting with that feminine energy. And it's interesting because then even my performance is going up a bit, because I'm having periods of time when my mind is properly engaged in something else. So I appreciate the insights, my man. It's very kind.
Absolutely. Happy to help, man. Happy to help. Glad we can answer some of those. Dude, well, thanks again, man. Keep in touch. You can always reach out. Let me know what's up. I love what you're doing with the community and Neurify. It's cool stuff. I'm sure we'll, end up bumping into each other with future things. For sure, man. Your remind me of your co-founder's name.
So there's a few of us. You probably talked with Dennis. Yeah, we chatted to one guy. He emailed Stein, my business partner, who runs that psychology posts on Instagram.
Okay.
You may see that psychology post.
Yeah, I'm followed. Yeah.
Wanted to explore the idea, because we have this fully gamified dose training thing. He wanted to explore the idea of what that would look like for your team. He sent us an email a week ago. So we may end up on another call if that feels like it could be something that's cool.
Dude, that sounds great. I'm sure. Yeah. So I think that was Dennis, because he sent me your Instagram page and was like, "Hey, like, you need to talk with this guy. Have him on the podcast." I was like, "Hell yeah, absolutely, we do."
Nice. Well, I appreciate you having me on, man. And
for sure,
a big good luck with this adventure that's coming your way in a month's time, man. It's super cool. Ooh. Super cool.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. I won't take any more. Thanks again, man. And reach out anytime. We'll talk soon.